Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. We're in the last few days of 2022 now, so today we'll go by traction, cushioning, durability, aesthetics, and all that, and I'll give you one best shoe in each category. Maybe along with one or two more that are also excellent in that aspect. Because I feel like if I put like 10 shoes for each category, that's as if I didn't tell you anything. These are just my picks, by the way, and I should have an individual video on each of the shoes mentioned, so you can look it up on my channel page if needed. Anyways, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. A lot more sneaker content and encore reviews coming up on a regular basis. All right, we'll start with the best traction. So I know that traction is the most important performance aspect to a lot of you, and the winner here goes to the Jordan Luka 1. The translucent also has an amazing grip on the floor. You can get to a hard stop with absolutely no problems. A close runner-up would be the KD15, also very sharp and squeaky on the hardwood. Minimal dust pickup. You can hear the rubber squeak even if you're just slowly walking on the court, which is usually a good sign for great traction. And the list can really go on, like the suction pattern on the New Balance 2-Way V2 and V3 works really well. The PG6 and Waveway 10 also have excellent traction. But best of the best this year is the Luka 1 from my experience. Next up, the best cushioning or the most comfortable shoes this year, I have the Nike PG6. Full length React, it's soft on feet, compresses well towards the heel, and overall comfort level is right up there. The 2-Way V3 is my runner-up here. Full length fuel cell plus the absorbed cushioning is just a fantastic setup, and it gives you a smooth and responsive feeling. Again, I could name a lot more, but what surprised me with the cushioning this year were the Zoom Freak 4 and Under Armour Hover Havoc 5. Both have really good step-in comfort, and they require almost no break-in time. Moving on to my favorite part, the best budget shoes, or best shoes under $100 US. There's so many good ones under $100. Like I could easily name a few that are almost equally as good. By the way, if you want to see a top 10 budget shoes list, let me know in the comments. I can definitely do that as well. If I have to pick one, probably the Dame Certified. It's a very versatile shoe that does well both indoors and out. Also, it's durable. Traction is excellent, and cushioning with the bounce midsole is actually really nice for its price. Unlike a lot of other budget shoes that are stiff. It didn't even feel too much like a budget version of the signature line, to be honest. Yeah, otherwise the Curry 306, Harden Stepback 3, Air Max Impact 4, and my personal favorite cheap shoe, the Precision 6, are all great affordable options. Okay, now the best shoes for wide feet. For wide footers, from this year's releases, the Puma Court Rider 2 has a really good fit in terms of width. It's got a white base, super easy to put on. For those that have a white midfoot, there's also decent room inside. And the outrigger part does not sacrifice any space for your feet at all. Other than that, I would just say that the big three of Adidas basketball shoes are very wide foot friendly. And that is the Dame 8, Harden Volume 6, and Trae Young 1, not 2 by the way. For me, as someone who has slightly wide feet and very flat feet, I actually went half a size down in all those Adidas shoes. So maybe that tells you that the width is forgiving enough, even for players who have wide feet. So I gotta do a worst shoe of the year too, and in my opinion, that is the Adidas Trae Young 2. I mean, just uncomfortable. The prime knit upper turned out to be nowhere near as flexible and stretchy as I expected. This shoe presses down on your feet way too much. Very hard to even put on. Traction and other aspects can get a pass, but it's not enough to offset the problems with comfort, materials, and the fit. The Kyrie Flytrap 6 was another bad shoe. Not because it's uncomfortable, it actually had a decent step-in comfort. Cushioning and traction, both meh. No impact protection at all. It's very stiff. Feels like you're landing on a piece of cardboard, basically. Also, the Jordan 37, I can't deal with those materials and inner foot pain over extended runs. Alright, so that was it for the bad part. Shifting back to my best picks, let's talk about the best looking shoe. I mean, when it comes to aesthetics, this is obviously purely subjective, but I think the LeBron 20 is by far the best looking hoop shoe of the year. The double swoosh design is dope, pretty meaningful too. They finally catered to a popular demand from the consumers, making them a low top while reducing the typical heavyweight on most LeBron shoes. I think all the colorways that have come out so far have been nice. By the way, I've asked my wife about which shoe she thinks look the best. She's seen all my basketball shoes this year, and she picked the NB2. Okay. I was pretty surprised, but I mean, the look is definitely growing on me, especially this slime colorway. I think it's sick. Okay, so next category, For the best lightweight shoe, I have the Curry 10. So this is not just by the numbers on the scale. I picked the Curry 10 because it's also the best performer overall out of the lightest hoop shoes this year. And it is indeed super light on feet. Once again, very fluent core feel and smooth transition thanks to that nice curve shape and some running shoe DNA. The flow also is not squeaky, but works perfectly fine on most types of indoor courts. The Currys are just a great guard shoe, because I guess many of you who prioritize having a lightweight shoe are probably guards. My runner-up here is another Curry shoe, the Curry 1 Low Flotro. Also a fantastic shoe to play in and no break-in needed. Good to go right from the start, the perfect way to bring back a classic model, and this shoe has no stiffness or anything to it. Honorable mention will be the Jordan 1 Take 4 and 1 Take 3 too. Extremely light, very thin and breathable materials. I did have a big factory flaw with my pair, so that kind of sucks. But for its price, you get good traction and softness, can't complain too much. The best shoes for outdoors, so going strictly by release date, I guess that'll be the Harden Stepback 3 and Dame Certified. Both of these Adidas budget shoes have very durable outsoles, good on rough surfaces too. I also use the Wade 808 2 Ultra outdoors, so that can be another good one. If I'm allowed to bring up a shoe that technically came out last year, the Trae Young 1 is still my go-to for outdoor use, holding up perfectly fine for me. The next few categories are more specific, so we're going to speed it up a little bit to finish things off. The best impact protection, I have the Puma and B2. The nitro foam missile absorbs impact very well, smooth and safe landing. It's not like a crazy heel compression, but my feet were able to remain stable inside against hard impact on the floor. In that regard, they carry down the same strength from the MB1. The Waveweight 10 also has excellent impact protection. Stability, I'll pick the Harden Volume 6. Low to the ground, stable and secure from inside and out. Inside, you have some nice Achilles cushion pods. On the outside, there's just the right amount of caging on the Boost midsole to lock it in. Best ankle support, you know what, I guess that's also the MB2. I remember one or two people said that, didn't LaMelo Ball sprain his ankle in those? I mean, yes, but he literally landed directly on someone's foot. I don't think any type of shoe would have completely prevented that type of injury. The MB2 to me, given its cut around the collar and secure lockdown, I actually think it has really good support. Again, from my experience, I've had no issues at all here. Otherwise, the Wild 10 is good too. The bounciest shoe this year goes to the Waveweight 10 with the full-length boom setup, arguably even better than Boost. A runner-up would be the LeBron 20, sort of a late addition, but very responsive shoe. And lastly, for my fellow flat-footers, best comfort for flat feet, I think the PG6 is great. No soreness experienced, no tightness squeezing my feet. I feel like the wrap around your feet is more important to us flat-footers than even the arch support. Because the most annoying thing is if your feet are sticking out to the side, especially around the midfoot. That's when you know that the shoe just might not do it over the long term, sadly. Not because it doesn't perform well. So that's pretty much it for my recap of the best shoes in each category this year. Again, these are just some of the best ones that I picked out. They don't include every good shoe in that aspect. But let me know which ones you agree or disagree with. Also drop down some of your picks for these categories too. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.